Today we're going to be making a filet mignon basted with butter and garlic and rosemary, along with a salad, onions, and broccoli. So right here we have our two filet mignons. I let them sit for about 20 minutes, and right now we're actually going to prep them. So what I mean by that is we're going to pat them down with paper towel to get all like the moisture off them. So I'll just do that. And I'm going to repeat for the other one. And it's important that you also preheat the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit in advance, as I'm doing that right now. Okay. Once you dry your steaks, you're going to add season with lots of salt, pepper. So I'll do that right now. And then garlic powder. Now, I like to season my steaks a lot, but some people have different preferences. Once you do that, you can pat it down with your hands, but since it's a very delicate steak, try not to pat it down too hard. Then once you do that, you're going to flip the steak like this and repeat. Now, I use kosher salt, but it doesn't really matter what kind of salt you use. So once again, salting, then you're putting pepper. Then lastly, you're putting garlic powder, just a little bit, like that. Then patting it down. Then you're gonna, same thing on all the sides, except not as heavy. And you can also roll it around if you'd like. Then, same thing for the other. Now, you can also pepper the sides like this. You don't have to, you can also do it on the cutting board, so then you can roll it around. And then same thing for the garlic powder. So I put it on the cutting board, so now I can just roll it around. Now, okay. So now our steaks are properly seasoned, which we're gonna wash our hands. Okay, now that we're back, I'm gonna go over what kind of things we're gonna do with the beef wings. So we have plenty of butter. We might not use it all. We might. Just kind of depends on how it's looking. We have our cloves of garlic, which we will cut up using this. And then we have our rosemary, which will help when we're basting it. So now we're going to be cutting up the garlic. Well, not really cutting it up, but we use this, which has a bunch of little holes in it. So we're going to put our garlic cloves in here and push down, and it will come out through here. Like this. So you see how it's sticking onto it? You can do two things. You can use a knife to like shear it off, or you can use your fingers. It doesn't really matter as of right now. I'm just going to load another one up. So that ain't a problem yet. That. You see that? And now we just repeat. Now sometimes you'll get the skin that I don't really peel will get cut off, stuck on here. So here you can just use your fingers to kind of get it off, or a knife, doesn't really matter. And now we repeat again. Make sure to get everything out. Keep going. We got 2 more cloves. This is a big one, actually. Probably put a little bit too much, but it doesn't really matter how much you put because it's like a steak be flavorful. So yeah. Okay. Now that we're all done with that, it's always good to clean up this so it doesn't get messed up. So just put that on the cutting board, and I'll put that in the sink. So now I'm going to be showing you what the salad and the mushrooms and stuff we're going to be eating as well. So here we have a salad composed of pepper, tomato, lettuce, and a few mushrooms. We also have onions and mushrooms, which I'm going to saute because me and my dad like them. And over here by the stove is where we're going to be cooking the steak. And in a cast iron skillet. And we're also going to be using this little pan to saute the mushrooms and the onions. I don't have a cast iron skillet. Any skillet is fine. It's all okay. Next, we're going to be moving the cutting board with all the filet mignons and all the ingredients to the counter over here. We have all the ingredients next to where we're going to cook. Now we're going to add avocado oil to the cast iron skillet for the steaks. Now the skillet is ready. As you can see, when I put a piece of garlic in there, it started sizzling. And you're now ready to cook the steaks. So, as a quick reminder, don't touch the handle with your bare hands because it does heat up really quickly. So if you want to transport it, use gloves. So when you're putting steaks in, you can either use tongs or you can use your hands. It really doesn't matter for these steaks, but I'm just going to use tongs. When you put them in, you're going to sear for 2 minutes, and then you're going to flip them. We'll get to that. So here, I'm going to put them in now. And once again, and now we're going to put a 2-minute timer, like this, and we're going to wait. Okay. We have 45 seconds left in flipping the steak. Now I'm going to talk about the ingredients that we have. So we have butter, which I'm going to use a spoon with because it's going to melt really quickly. I'm going to baste it over the steak so it kind of like puts the flavor inside the steak. I'm going to use garlic and rosemary to just like add natural flavor to it. So in 20 seconds I'll put it in. Okay. Now I'm going to put the steak. It needs to be a quick process or else it won't really work. So we timer this one off. Now we're good. And one more time on the other one. And now we're going to add all our butter. And do one more. And all now we're going to put a 1-minute timer. When it's done now. Now once see how the butter's melting, we're going to start basting it. Yeah, make sure some like garlic gets in the steak. I might have put a little bit too much butter, but that's okay. Yeah, you can never have too much butter. You're going to keep repeating this process over and over again until the 1 minute goes off. Now you can actually do a little bit more than a minute for personal preference. That's what I do. I do like 1:30. That was the 1-minute timer. I'm going to go for the 30 seconds. And that's time. Now we're going to turn it off and we're going to put it in the oven, okay? So now grab both of your gloves because we're going to transport it to the oven. So I'm going to open it up first. And now Now we're going to press start. Now it'll work. Now we're going to set a timer for about 4 to 7 minutes. I'll just do 5 because I think the meat is a little thick. So yeah, this is called a thermometer. Once you take it out of the oven, we want to get it to a nice medium rare at 135 degrees. So we're going to stick this into the steak, and that it will check what temperature it's at. Now we're sauteing the onions and the mushrooms. So I'm going to use the avocado oil, and I'm going to put it in the pan. Just a little bit, not too much. Let's up the heat to medium high. Now over here we have the mushrooms and the onions. It's not too many, but it's a good amount. I'm just going to wait for it to heat up a little. And now I'm just going to put the onions in. So here we go. And I think one mushroom got in, so okay. Yeah, now we're gonna wait until it's like a good brownish, and it actually makes the onions pretty sweet. I also put a little bit of mushrooms just because my dad wanted me to, but it didn't really change the taste. They're all gonna be sauteed anyway. So once you do this, you're gonna mix them around. I'm just gonna do some mushrooms. I honestly should be using a wooden spoon, so I'll use that. So you can actually even see, you can actually see a little how like some of them are starting to brown on just the fat by the ends. So that's what we're aiming for. Speaking of, in about 20 seconds, we're going to be taking the steaks out. Timer just went off, and it's time to take the steaks out of the oven. So before we take the steaks out of the oven, I want to tell you 2 things. Once we take them out, we're going to use a thermometer to check the temperature. And also, when we take it out, we're going to let it rest for 5 to 10 minutes before we heat it. So let's go do that right now. Grab our steaks. All right. And good. Now, we're going to stick our thermometer in the steak. So right now, it's going up slowly but surely. So this one's at 122, preferably be at 135. So we're going to put it back in the oven. But let me just check the other one first. See, the other one's actually at 131. Then we're going to check it one more time. 20, 26. Oh, we're actually got to 127. So we're going to put it back into the oven.
For 1 minute.
For 1 more minute. I'm going to open that up real quick. Now we're going to finish sauteing it. It's almost done, really. Just a little bit longer. Let me turn the heat down a little because it's almost done. Okay, now we're going to check out the steaks one more time because they don't need that much. Depending on how you like your onions, they can vary in different colors of brown. brown. I like mine a little bit more crispy, but just technically cooked if you like it like this. I think it's time to go check on the steaks. So we're gonna open it up, and then we're gonna reach and grab it. One more time. Take the gloves off. Close the oven. Grab our thermometer one more time. I'm gonna check it. So right now, it's going up. Try a different spot. See, in the very middle, it appears to be a little undercooked, but on the edges it's a bit better. Try the other one. Yeah, it's above. The other one is good to go. One more time, we'll check this one. Now I'm going to finish basting it just 2 more times. Just get the little remnants of what's left in the pan. And yeah, so now I'm gonna move it onto a different plate so it can sit down and rest for 5 minutes. So here we go. So now I'm gonna grab the tongs we used earlier and remove it. That's 1 and 2. So now we're gonna go let it rest right here. In the meantime, let's go check on the onions. So my dad, he moved them for me, and I think they're actually good to go right now. So now it's off the heat right now. So we'll let it sit there for a little bit while the rest of dinner is ready. Now we're gonna use the leftover sauce in our cast iron skillet, and we're gonna pour it into a bowl to dip our steak in. So here we go. See all this stuff left in there? We're gonna pour it into this bowl. Now this is pretty much just pure butter, but it tastes really good. Okay, so this is the finished product of what we made today. We have our caramelized onions and mushrooms, our rice, which I didn't show you. We have broccoli with cheddar cheese on it, a salad with tomato, lettuce, spinach, and cucumber, and then we have the steak. Additionally, we also have the steak sauce, which has butter, the juices from the beef and the cow itself. Also, it has remnants of the rosemary and of the garlic. So now I'm going to show you what the steak looks like inside. Get a good piece right here. Cut it open. Yeah. Finish it up for you guys. That. This is cooked medium rare, so I only cooked it to about 135 degrees. That's why it's so pink at the side. So if you want a different, if it's only like medium or well done or whatever like that, you can either cook it for longer in the oven. But like the main goal is you get the nice sear on the outsides when you're putting it on the cast iron skillet. But then when you put it in the oven, you're trying to cook the insides. So yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. Please comment what I can do better. Maybe I really would take some suggestions. But yeah, thank you for watching.